Alright guys, are we ready to learn something today? Me too. um, I've been, my last video was kind of a fail, and now I pretty much, I think I might have it figured out. A little help from Jimmy, one of the other guys I talked to on Discord and stuff. Actually, he's the one that hooked me up with the BIOS mod for these cards. He really he came through, man. But there's one other thing I haven't tried yet. Some software that's the video's in Russian, so you got to kind of watch what the guy does. And I haven't experimented with it yet, but I plan on trying that probably between tonight and tomorrow. But I got to understand it a little more because it was a little funky trying to understand what he's doing. But now, if you didn't see my last video, I took this card apart and I never realized it. But I mean, every video card I've had with a backplate, they were metal. This one's plastic, which I look at that like, how's plastic going to help dissipate heat? It's not. So I decided I don't want to destroy the back plates, so I had to go to the hardware store, and I actually found these little screws. They're like 2mm little tiny screws. I don't know if that'll focus on that, but 2mm, all right, by 0.45 thread pitch. But these screws, I took a screw out of one of the heat sinks off of one of my bad cards to just take it over to the hardware store and say, listen, I need a nut for this. And then I got, I'm sure, I don't know how many people out there have possibly seen these little washers. Those are 3mm, so I figure, they're big enough for the tension, for the spring to sit on behind the back plate, or the heat sink. So here's I saved the trouble of going through and tearing it all down because I already did it once. I already have it torn apart. Let me switch over and see how it's gonna look here. Alright, so we got that right there, and let me see. Alright, so I already got it apart too, so we got this. Alright, I just kind of already had it all unscrewed. What I did with the pads, I just cut the pads out of Fuji Poly, put them on the memory chips, and then I took some Arctic heat pad, and it was 0.5mm and then 1.5mm to make 2mm, and it didn't really help. So but now the back plate, here was my idea with the back plate. I didn't take this off yet. I wanted to go through. See, now these two screws here that hold this heat sink on actually screw into the back plate. This is what I got the nuts for. These two screws are, they're a bit longer, go right through in. So you got that. And, basically did that so that I need to take that off. Mess with the heat pad, the thermal pad on that. Now, this is screwed. Of course, one screw. One screw right there. Or, yeah, no, that wasn't it. There it is. Slide. Alright, so now, you see, that heat sink screws into these. I tried one of them, tried to pop it out, man, but those things are in there pretty good. Like I said, I don't want to destroy this because if I ever decide I want to get rid of these cards, I can put it back on, sell it, bam, good to go. Put the original BIOS back on it and send it. Now, on the back side, now the back plate's off. Now what I want to do is these little nuts. Take one of the screws here and through. I was looking at some alternative ways of doing this, but in all reality, I don't think I was going to get away any other way other than doing it with this. So, but at least now I've got something to hold this heat sink on. And man, these things are tiny. Love working with tiny little pieces of hardware. A lot easier working on a car, right? Maybe. Some stuff ain't so easy. Come on. Yeah, Ace, I couldn't believe it, man. I went into Ace Hardware. Now one of the guys that works there is one of my customers at the shop, and he was working today, and I seen him. I'm like, yo, hey. I showed him what I had, and he's like, whoa, yeah, hey, hang on, let me see. Is it metric or standard? I'm like, pretty sure it's metric. Yeah. So there you go. Now, heat sinks held on, no problem. All right, now, my thermal pads. I got this back here to go back over this. All right. So what I want to do, get this. A little thing, this plunger was stuck a little. That's all right. What are we going for? Oh, hang on. Got one oddball screw back in there I thought I could take out. I should have got the one with the magnetic tip screwdriver. Makes life a little easier. Even now, I can do this without a back plate. And what I'll do is get this on here. And right now, here's the other thing. The washers. Basically, now it's already got those nylon washers there, insulators. But this gives a little more tension to pull the heatsink tighter against the CPU, against the GPU, and that should help the temps. But with this open now, I got a feeling this is going to definitely help with temps. Yeah, it helps when I'm worrying about that. There it goes. And of course, the worst possible time, my dog's having a seizure again. Just started. Damn it.
Okay, baby. Michael! Michael!
Grab a towel. I just gave her medicine too. My dog's been having seizures for a while, and I've had her on medication. She was good for a while, and then I had to up the medication. I got a feeling I might have to up it a little more. So, I mean, it sucks, man. She's like, how old is she now? 8 years old?
Yep.
You know.
Okay, come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby girl. Come on.
Anyways, yeah, I mean, it's
I can't watch this.
I forget I'm live right now too.
Okay, honey. All right, Shadow.
I had a feeling that was gonna happen though.
Come on, honey.
All right, there we go. All right.
Okay, baby.
So, all right, I'm gonna go plug this back into the rig and fire it up. We'll see how this works out.
Okay, Shadow. Shadow, come on, girl. Come. Girl, it's okay, Mama. It's okay. It's okay, Mama. Come on. Come on, girl. Good girl, come on. You got this, honey. You got this. You got this, Shadow. Huh? Huh? It's a good girl, huh? Huh? Come on, breathe for me. Okay, babe. Come on. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
All right.
Come on, baby. Come on.
Let's see. All right. Well, now give that a second to boot up. See what happens here.
Want me to give her another pill, hon?
Half.
Another half?
Yeah. I gave her one. I just gave her 1.5. So.
Give her another half.
Yeah. And like I said,
She's not coming on here, hon.
she will. Just
All right. Okay, baby.
sucks. But anyways,
Okay, honey. Come
I
on.
got let me see.
Come on, baby.
All right.
Come out of this. Huh? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Huh? Come on. Hey. Hey. Come on.
It usually lasts about 3 to 5 minutes.
Oh,
Water block. Oh my god.
I seen something I didn't want to see. But I was like, oh, like this.
Yeah.
Should do that too?
Yeah.
Okay, honey. Come on.
Yeah. It was, I looked at the water blocks and I'm like, well, for 6 cards, man, that'd be
You want more medicine?
a lot. Yeah, that's extreme.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Oh my God.
Yeah. And then every time she has a seizure, my wife goes absolutely nuts. Alright, let's go in and get on this set. Yeah. Man. Alright, that's the one that's I don't like this. I got it set at 800, and yet it still loads a different value. Every time I do it, it loads a different value. I'm like, why is this thing? Sometimes BIOS mods can mess with this stuff a little. I just set these all at 800 millivolts.
Here, baby girl. You go, Mama. Here you go, baby.
I don't think she's quite ready yet, but
Yeah. Yeah, she ate it.
alright. Okay. Now, so yeah, I mean, I got oh, sorry. So let's see. That was the second one on here. Sensors. All right. Now, I was using Phoenix Miner. Now, the only thing is I gotta see something here. T-start. And I don't want this thing. When I started running it before, it wouldn't. It was trying to run the fan, and it cut the fans down. So let's see, right? All right, let me see what happens. I had this. I switched this rig over to Hive OS for a little while, see how it does. I actually did pretty good running Phoenix Miner through Hive. So now I just want to see if this lowers my memory temps at all. I mean, my mining room right now is going to be on 95 degrees in there. It's Fahrenheit, so yeah, it's pretty toasty in there. You know, but let's see how this goes here. And then I got once this auto tunes, I should get it right around 328 mega hash. I know it takes a few minutes for this thing to get going, but there we go. All right. So memory temp 76. Not bad. That's looking. GPU 55. Hotspot 63, 78. Let that run for a few minutes and oh, did I? There we go. Damn, I forgot I had that. Oh man, I hate when I do that. Anyways, so yeah. The struggles is live streaming, right? Let's see. Yeah, I'm all messed up now because of that. No, well, after before I tried anything, my memory temps were running right around 90, 88, 90. And then I tried, just changing the thermal pads and some MX4 paste on the GPU, and that didn't help, to say the least. So now we're getting. It's pretty steady at 80s, 82, 80. So now we're actually. I think that really made a big dent. Like I said, man, that room. So I got a 12 card rig running. 5 out of 6 cards on my other rig are running, and then I got 6 1070s right on the lower, the rig right under this one, and yeah, it's pretty toasty in that room, and it's about just about 80 degrees outside right now. I got a bunch of window air conditioners in the house, but last year I kept one in my mining room, and that was now I just got it where it's keeping the rest of the house cool, and I kind of get that the windows, top and bottom open enough to where I got 2 window fans, one on the top, one on the bottom, blowing out, just kind of pulling the cool air from the rest of the house into the room and out. So I think that's helping quite a bit, temperature wise in there. But even then, I want to say that's a pretty good improvement there. Now, go to one of my other ones. Now, yeah, see, now that one's at 90. Alright, so right off the bat, that's telling me it worked. 96. So you know, I mean, it's yeah, they're all running pretty toasty. I figure after I'm done here, I'm gonna do the rest of the cards. I am definitely doing the rest of these cards like this. Back plates are coming off, and yeah, 88 on the last one. So, but now right off the bat, that tells me that this worked. This worked. It definitely lowered temps by 10 plus degrees Celsius. So I think it was a pretty good success there. I mean, even the junction temperature is 67, 66. So I mean that's definitely running way better. And like I said, I think between the washers putting a little more pressure on the yeah, whatever you want to call it, the heat sink, and between that and doing the thermal pads and taking that stupid plastic, I don't get it, man. Hey, Savage, what's up, brother? Oh man, yeah. Thanks for joining. Hey, the card without the back plate. That's the one. Let me see. I don't know if I can. Let me see if I can't get my. Yeah, let me do this. I'm gonna switch over to my phone cam. I'll take my phone into the mining room and give you an idea. Oh, be quiet. Oh my God. Hang on. You lock yourself out.
I don't know.
Oh my God. My wife locked herself out of the house. Gotta love it. Hey Grits, did you see that? I mean, I went in quick. But like I said, man, that them two screws that hold that heat sink over the VRMs, 2 millimeter nuts. I mean, Ace Hardware had them. They had the whole shelf there with all the little boxes. I bought a bunch of extras so I can do all the other cards, and I mean, you think about it, man. This just really aggravates me to think what were they thinking? I mean, come on, plastic. But hey, it was worth it, because now I'm still running, see, 84 degrees. I mean, that's still better. Like I said, man, it just that room is pretty hot. I'm thinking of throwing a couple more fans in there just to get the air circulating a little better. But I ordered a new air conditioner because one of my air conditioners took a dump. I mean, I was wondering why my kitchen lights were fading, and I'm like, what the hell is that? I go upstairs, and the one in the bedroom was just like, you hear the compressor kick on, start humming. I'm like, yeah, that's not good. So, I think once I get that air conditioner swapped out, I got 8,000 BTU. That'll help do the, yeah, I put, see, on that card I did the Fuji Poly, well, I only put 0.5 mm Fuji poly on all the memory chips. That shit's expensive. And I didn't want to buy just straight up Fuji poly like that, man. That was pretty crazy. I think it cost me $15 for one little, what is this? I got all my little nuts and stuff in there. Yeah, let me see. It's 100 millimeter by 15 millimeter Fuji poly. Yeah, I put some of that on each chip. Cut it, I think they're 15 millimeters wide, so it works out pretty good. You know, cut each one. And then I took 1.5 millimeter the Arctic pad. You know, it's 1.5 millimeter. So, you know, between that and that, it was 2 millimeters. And these, what I did was I cut to go, like, you know, I get the 3 chips. I just cut it to go across all 3. And there's 2 spots where there's 3, and then 1 spot where there's 2. However, and I cut them all to cover them right across, like the old school cards, man. I mean, I remember my 970s. The original pad was like straight across all the chips. So I did that, and I want to say that definitely helped. So, but I got a feeling this thing's gonna start running. Let me see. Once I get these memory temps under control, I'm putting it back on Hive OS. I mean, I lose a couple mega hash, but I don't have to worry about trying to get to a computer to remote into this thing and try and restart it, or if it freezes, then I gotta wait till I get home. At least if it's on Hive OS, I can just get on my phone and go, oh, hey, restart, or it automatically restarted, I think once, you know, in the time that I had it on, and I'm guessing because the temps got a little crazy. But that's I want to call it a big success for the most part, because that one card is definitely running cooler than the rest, you know. And I mean, I still don't like having my fans at 100%, but I don't think I have much of a choice with these cards, unless you go water block it. But man, I mean, you're talking spending. I think I was looking at one. It would cost like $150, $200 a card, basically would average out to, times 6. I might as well go buy different cards for that price, you know. I was like, man, I gotta figure out a way to do this without spending a fortune. So, and I say we did pretty good there, man. It's you know, yeah, one of my 2 dogs poking his head around there. But I think, you know, what do you think? Do you think my temps are a little more reasonable, especially now that it's 80 degrees out and 95 in my office there where I got all my rigs? I mean, you know, I think it's I think we did good. I enjoy it, man. You know, I love messing around with this stuff, trying to figure out, troubleshoot, and my dog is unplugging the fans and everything. Gotta love it. Yeah, but you know, you guys say hi to my baby girl. There she is. There you are. Poor thing. She's about 8 years old, and she's had health issues. My other one, he's hiding behind the couch, so you know, it's like it's crazy though. But yeah, I can the 76. I think that's what. Yeah, that's a MacBook. So what's the temp in the room where you're running it, Grits? I mean, that's kind of a key too, you know. the ambient air temp is going to play a big part in, you know, I think if I put better thermal pads on, I'll probably even drop it more. But you know, I'm still happy with that because it's not right now. I know that was pushing close to 100C before I did this. So I mean, like I said, my other cards are, you know, just scary hot, man. I mean, 94, 96, you know, for the memory temps. You know, but I plan on definitely getting these bad boys taken care of, like my new logo. Oh man, you know, I was pretty impressed. You know, I mean, cartoonish, but man, it's pretty cool. You know, and the dude did the intro and outro for me. Get my music. I got to come up with cards to put in the little things, but the water block because it's near impossible to get the room cooler at the moment. Yeah. Oh, I mean, I hear you, man. You know, I still think it'd be cheaper to put an window air conditioner in there. But if you're only doing one card, fine. But you know, I mean, 6 cards. I couldn't justify the expense, man. It's just it's kind of scary, man. You know, I think about that. And I'm like, yeah, you know, it's crazy. If there were water blocks out there, you know, I mean, even those Arctic coolers that you aftermarket, you know, heat sink and fan assemblies, they're like $65-$70 for that card. You know, and I know from using them on my son's card that they do improve the thermals and all the temperatures. My son's 1080 Ti was crazy hot. Yeah. Well, at least you don't have to worry about getting, you know, reservoir and pumping and everything else, and then come up short on tubing. Oh man. Or not having the right screws, or you know, all that good stuff. Oh god, poor cripple Mike Hell with doing his water block. That was something. You know, but and hey, you know, congrats to, I gotta throw a shout out there. Congrats to Red Panda, and God bless him, man. You know, it's a great time having an addition to your family. You know, I'm happy for you, brother, and it's been over 20 years for me. So yeah, my son's, you know, college and all that good stuff. So, you know, miss babies, but the work behind them is, you know, I'm too old for that. I'd rather be a grandparent now. It's great because you can send them home. But yeah, you know, I don't know. That was all I really wanted to talk about today. But I mean, if you guys got any other stuff you might want to throw out there, you know, I mean, I thought it was going to take a little longer to do this, but I kind of prepared because I wanted to get that card off and taken apart. I was going to bore everybody with taking the card apart, you know, put it back together, you know, all that good stuff. So the it's just you know, I would have done this earlier too, but this was a really bad week for me. One of my guys at work, one of my technicians, he was around people, somebody that tested with not positive COVID, but or something to do with he tested positive antibodies or something, and you know, they informed him that he should get tested or whatever, and I was like, dude, go home, go get tested. Let me know what the results are. And Friday, come down, and he's like, yeah, I'm negative. We're good. I'm like, all right, well, did you learn your lesson? Stop hanging around crowds, man. You know, I mean, he's in a bike club, and you know, he hangs around with a lot of dudes, man, or whatever, you know. But stay safe, you know. I mean, that's why when we're at work, man, wear your mask. You know, I mean, especially if you're gonna be around people. You know, I mean, you guys are getting in and out of people's cars all day long. You know, wash your hands, put a mask on. You know, you're protecting yourself. You know, you don't know if that person's infected. Just do it, man. You know, I mean, I get the numbers are inflated and, you know, and it's just, there's a lot of controversy, you know, he said, she said, bullcrap, but look, you know what? Let's just be safe, right? I mean, I follow a lot of conspiracy theorists, and, well, you know, I'm not gonna preach, I just, you know, my wife has COPD, I'm not gonna bring it home to her. You know? I mean, and, oh yeah, I got something. Gotta get on Doji. Go to Doji, Lord. Got me a nice gator. Actually, I got two of them. You know, the American flag, Bitcoin. You know, I want to see these guys. They got some cool stuff, man. I was gonna get one of the other ones, but you know, I don't have. My shades are in the truck. I would have done like they did, put on the shades and all, but you know, Doji Lord. You know, .com. I'll throw it out there. I'm not sponsored. I'm just. It took a little bit of time to ship, but you know, I gotta say. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, I already got your newsletter. Let's see now. These guys got a bunch of stuff, man. I kind of wanted to get some other stuff too, but I like throwing these guys out there because you know they help. What's up, Deadwood? Just fired up the grill. I hear you, man. I knew, like I just finished supper a half an hour before I went on, and you know. My wife made a nice meal in the crock pot. Cooked chicken all day and a sauce and potatoes. Yeah. I was gonna do the grill today, but I figured we'd save it for the next couple days. Going to be cooking on the grill because it's gonna be in the 90s. So yeah, I mean it's gonna be toasty here. Yeah, but I mean, I'm up north, so you know at least it doesn't last long. But then again, I'd rather have it 90 degrees out and sweltering hot than be freezing my butt off in the snow and blowing cold. Yeah. I lived in Florida, loved it. I'd go back in a heartbeat if my wife said, "Let's go." Yeah. But instead, she's like, "I hate heat. I hate bugs." I said, "Oh, I'll buy you a new snow shovel this year." Yeah. But yeah, man. You know, if you guys want to get any of your crypto stuff, DCA stuff, I mean, there's what I got. But I think you can custom make. I had something in here. You can custom make something like in was it did Nefarious do it? One of them did it. Create your own apparel. Yeah. So you can go in and probably. That's pretty cool. I like it, you know. But they got their stuff together, man. That's pretty cool. You know. But, I guess you know, as far as everything else, I don't know. Not much news going on that I've been paying attention to. Like I said, my week has been hell. All right, you know, between the shop and coming home and dealing with the dog's been having more seizures than usual, so I've been really tied up and just, you know, I don't want to put her down yet, man, you know, because when she's not seizing, she's perfectly fine. She's a little fat, but other than that, you know, I mean, my wife's like, we gotta put her down. I'm like, no, she's not. It's not time. When that dog cannot function, you know, when she's showing me that she just can't, then, you know, I mean, I went through it once. I'm not. It's like putting down your own damn child. You know, I'd rather do something to help make her comfortable. You know. But anywho, I appreciate you guys stopping in. I'm gonna go take care of the rest of my cards, but I might, you know, maybe order some thermal grizzly pads or, you know, something to just try to maybe experiment with that and see if that lowers them even more before I get too crazy and you know, go water blocking all my 5700 cards. It's yeah, it's a little crazy, but I appreciate you guys stopping in. Don't forget to smash the like button. Anybody that's not subscribed, please subscribe. You know, I'll be coming out more, you know, try to do it more often. Right now, like I said, I just had a really bad week, man. I've been between that and staying up late watching everybody else. You know, Savage Mind, DCA, Brandon Coin, all you guys, you know, Red Pandas. Usually he's been doing them in the morning, and now he's just shooting them out when he has a chance. And you know, I know he's not going to be on for a few days here or there, but you know, at least you know, everybody's happy and healthy. And you know, I guess I say thank you for coming, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Appreciate all your